Welcome back, of course, K.L.P Talk Live with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday morning. And we just played a song, of course, Good Person, Bone Thugs and Harmony, featuring Joel James. Sorry to butcher your name there, but that's a good song because it's a good person. Get it? So you guys can listen to all of our songs right here on Spotify. That's where you're listening to our show right now. Spotify, swanky Spotify, y'all. Over about 10,000 songs on that playlist. That is the biggest playlist in Atlanta. Swanky Spotify, that is by us here at K.L.P Entertainment. Hopefully you guys enjoy the songs we've gotten there. So many more other songs too. The Omni Universe, that is our K-pop playlist, and Swanky Electro is our EDM, electronic, of course, music. So let's get on to the show here, continuing the show. This has been very, very funny. I read this this morning in the office, and this was something that presented by The Verge. I read about it, and it makes you go, wait, they did what? You know, so of course, I'm reading here, I have my notes here, of course, Disney World is going to stop digitally adding masks to people who don't have them on their on-ride pictures, according to a reporter from the WDW News Today. Very, very interesting because, you know, Disney is a great company, don't get me wrong, but if they had to digitally put masks on people just to tell people that it's ensured that it's safe to come out to a theme park and for you to spend your money. Disney got to make money. Everybody has to make money in this terrible economy that we're in right now with COVID-19. So we all got to make money. But it's interesting that Disney did this. Now, even if you're never been to a theme park, you've probably seen these photos, of course, people on roller coasters screaming and reacting in some funny ways to whatever happens, captured by a camera built into a ride, sold at some crazy price. In the age of COVID-19, however, Disney has to adapt to how it handles these pictures. For example, previously, if somebody wasn't wearing a mask on a ride, neither they or anybody else in the picture will be able to download it in the Disney app and get it printed. It's understandably how this has caused some annoyance. If you're wearing a mask on a ride, you should be able to get the pictures just because someone else wasn't. Of course, Disney's solution was to start a digitally adding masks to non-wearers. Honestly, a lot of companies are doing this, and we used to do this back in the back in a month ago. Everyone knew that I worked in property management. Of course, I'd retired from that and I work in logistics and do logistics work now with our business. But everyone knows this, that when you go to a public place, it's important that you wear a mask. I don't understand why people don't wear masks. I did another podcast about that a long way back when. But, a lot of these stores and places, you should have to have a mask in order to even get on a ride. You can't go to Kroger, and I'm just naming that as an example because that's the store I go to. You can't go to Kroger without wearing a mask. They will not let you in. Of course, back in property management, we never let people stay at the hotels if you didn't have a mask on. Now, nowadays, we've kind of drifted away from that because a lot of people, they're just not going to wear a mask. I've accepted the fate that people just don't wear masks. It's important that you wear a mask. If I'm going out, I'm rocking a mask. If I am out and about with film shoot, I'm wearing a mask. If I'm in a public area or even the gym, I'm wearing a mask. Well, I go to the gym, I put the mask on, and then I practice social distancing because for me, when I work out, I can't really breathe with a mask trying to lift weights. So I've accepted the fate that people, they're just not going to wear masks, And it's sad to say that. It really is sad, but it is what it is. People are just not going to do it. They refuse to do it. They just, for some reason, they think it is just not apparent to them. They think they're just so invisible that and some people think this is a hoax. Some people think that this is something to do with the government. It has nothing to do with none of that. But people do them. If you refuse to wear a mask on a Disney ride, cast members will Photoshop one onto your face for the picture wall. So this is quite interesting that they're able to do this. Quite honestly, if I was president, of Disney World, it doesn't matter how much money you pay because going to Disney World is very expensive. But if you didn't rock a mask on trying to get on the ride, then you won't get on the ride. That's what I think Disney should have done. That if I was in management of that, I would say if you're not rocking a mask due to COVID-19, sorry, you can't get on this ride, or you can't stay at our resort. We can work something out, possibly giving your money back, but that's Disney. Disney doesn't like to give money back because it's money out of their pocket. But if you're not rocking a mask, you can't get on this ride. And that's what I think Disney should have done, because now you have some ignorant person out there who took their daughter to Disney World and not rocking a mask for some apparent reason, and then going out there and just exposing everyone else. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, for them to we'll just slap one on just to make us look good. Honestly, father, daughter comes up, want to get on the ride and say, hey, do you have a mask on? I would supply a plastic one for them. And I would say, sorry, in order to ride our rides here at Disney World, you have to wear a mask. That is our new COVID-19 policy right now. That's what I think Disney management should have done. It is unclear when exactly Disney started doing this, but it is now announced over the weekend that it was going to stop, saying that in the statement that it had tested, modified some ride photos, but that would be no longer, and this is Disney management, they're quoting this, it will no longer doing this and continue to expect guests to wear mask coverings except whenever actively eating, drinking in sanitary stations. Smart on Disney's end. That digitally planting a face mask on someone who just doesn't rock one because they're ignorant, I guess. It's a key to how cases are rising. It's a key to companies, and Disney, they stopped. And it's not riding on Disney because I love Disney. But I'm glad they stopped this and they really understand this, because some businesses out there are just in it for the money. They don't care who gets exposed with COVID-19. They just want that sale. And that's what I think a lot of businesses should turn around and really look at the value of things, because now that this news article was out there, and thank God Disney stopped, but a lot of people, they're not going to want to go to Disney World anymore, because they have in their mind set that, they don't care about who can get somebody exposed at Disney World. They just want, you can come in the right because you pay good money to be here. So we want your money. And that's why I think companies shouldn't be like that right now. Because number one, it's selfish. And then after that, a lot of people, they're not going to go. They're not going to go to Disney World. Personally, for me, I was planning a vacation this year. Of course, that didn't happen. I am not going to Disney World. I'm not going to any places that is heavily crowded. True story, y'all. I, was at the Mall of Georgia. Of course, I mentioned to you guys I work in logistics now, so we had a contract to deliver in Mall of Georgia, and it's Christmas time. A lot of people are shopping, and my God, everyone's in, and majority of the people that I seen was rocking a mask, but I did see some people that just didn't care about wearing a mask. So a lot of people are out in these heavy locations. They not quarantined. It's Christmas time. They don't care about COVID. It's Christmas time. And like I mentioned earlier today in the show, yes, I went Christmas shopping. I went to the stores that I went to. I didn't want to name the exact store because I don't want people to guess what I'm getting this Christmas, because I do have friends, family listening to the show. But I went to these stores, and I went early in the morning because I know early in the morning they're going to open, and I know that people are not going to be out and about early in the morning. So it was smart for me to go shopping early in the morning because I rocked my mask. There was not really a lot of people in the stores I went to, so I was able to roam freely and to not worry about a big crowd. That night in Mall of Georgia, for instance, that was a huge crowd. A very, very huge crowd that was at the store, at the stores, are shopping. And I see stores, some stores, they care because they want the money, but they want to be safe with it. I've seen a lot of stores in Mall of Georgia where they had a occupancy hostess that would just stand up and say about 10 people can be in the store at a time, and they had like a little rope, like VIP. It was pretty cool because a lot of stores are doing that. They don't want a big crowd because they know with COVID-19. So it's cool that they're rocking a mask and they're valeting people, and they say, okay, only 10 people can be in the store at a time. You cannot come on this side of the store. About 10 people in the store at a time. So it's cool. Some companies care about the idea that COVID is still here. And that's why I'm glad Disney had stopped that process of not putting masks on people digitally, because that is very unassuring. It's unassuring that people will say, okay, well, this is what Disney's doing, so I'm not going to Disney World for a while, because they are not practicing policy before. But then they stopped. So, because they realized that this was wrong. And, you know, I learned in school, and a recent graduate, GGC, you know, go Grizzlies. I learned in school that it's an ethical code. It's ethical and social responsibility. So, at the time, I've learned that Disney did not do that social responsibility of their company and for people, for their safety at first. And they learned about that kind of thing, and they said, okay, this is wrong. This is really morally and ethically wrong. So we have to implement masks on open area rides. We have to. And that's one thing that Disney got right. Will they still have a lot of people come to Disney World? Probably not. People probably not gonna go to these big vacation spots until next year, until COVID is officially over. Hopefully, we're praying that it can be over soon. But when COVID is officially wiped out in the history books, that's when people will start going to vacation spots. Because I see the commercials for Disney World. I see vacation spots for cruise lines, because they still need to make their quota, because it's a business. But a lot of people don't care. And then they can throw commercials. They can say, we know these are uncertain times, but here in our cruise line, we're making sure that we have a dedicated staff to wipe things down and to be sure that everyone has a mask. You can make commercials like that all day long, but people are still going to be scared to go out and go on vacation, because some companies don't care. Some companies will say they'll implement masks, a mandate for masks on their cruise line or Disney World or Disneyland or these resorts. But then you're still going to see those people that are not going to wear a mask. They're just not. Because they're either A, ignorant, dumb, and stupid. I mean, it is what it is. So, it is what it is. I hope people start wearing masks so we can go back to normal. But, you know, it is what it is. But kudos for Disney World for realizing that at first this digital mask thing was wrong. They're just implementing regular rules to wear a mask as a mandate to get on the rides. So we're going to play some more music here on K.L.P Talk Live, but we'll be right back with one more news announcement. Listen to the music, enjoy, stay tuned, we'll be right back.